Nehemiah Manufacturing Company. We're a relatively new company in the heart of Cincinnati. Our mission is very simple. It's about building brands, creating jobs, and changing lives. Changing lives by doing whole life coaching, making people feel part of something very special. We try to do that one person at a time. And what I hope to do in the next 15 minutes is bring that mission to life. I want to take you through who we are, what we do, why we do it, and what makes it work. As far as who we are, even though we're a young company, you can see by the folks as they circle around the Pampers Can-Do Frog, we got some pretty seasoned people, folks that have been in the consumer package space for a long time, people that had tremendous success, not only in big companies like Procter & Gamble, Quaker Oats, Strackett, but also as entrepreneurs, because we had another company in our previous life that we were able to build, create jobs. And in this company, we wanted to take it one step further and really change lives. You don't do that without having highly passionate, committed people, not only to building the brands. In a tough environment like now to be a startup, that's a real challenge. But the other part of this mission, which takes just as much energy, is trying to have an impact on your employees' lives. When we thought about this mission and what we wanted to do with this new company, we sat down with some of the senior leadership within the city. We told them what we were trying to do, that we've had success in the past of building brands, and in that building brands, we've been able to create jobs. And in those previous companies, we gave back to the inner city ministries. But we wanted to take that one step further, and we asked them, where would you like to see us located in the city of Cincinnati? Because we want to take the people that need the job the most, get them energized, get them back off the street, and feel important. We landed in Queensgate. For you folks that know that area, it's just a little west of Over the Rhine. That's where we were trying to get, but we really couldn't find a facility there. It's a 40,000 square foot building where we do our manufacturing distributing. It's ideal to distribute, we do from there, every retailer across America as well into North America, or up in Canada. It's also ideal for our employees. We got a great transportation system. It's easy to get to work and get back home. Let me share with you our mission. As I said, it's 3 pieces. Building brands. That building brands can take a number of forms. We started the company by working with Procter & Gamble and licensing Pampers Can-Do. It's a toddler line of empowerment brands that was way too small for P&G to run, but they hooked up with us to put the TLC behind it, put the marketing, R&D, manufacturing behind this to really drive it. It can also take the form of licensing other brands, and we're working with other companies. In addition, it can be an incubation. We try to incubate new ideas for folks. In the case of LeafMate, what that is an inventor came to us. He had some great ideas on some outdoor line of cleanup products, a rake, and some other things, but he didn't know how to get it to market. He really didn't know how to take that from an idea to the shelf, and we do that for him. The creating jobs. Those jobs are created in a couple ways. One, obviously, is in building your brands. In that facility in Queensgate, we do secondary packaging and some liquid filling of our Can-Do business, and we do some pack out of LeafMate. That in and of itself creates jobs, but it's not doing it fast enough. So in the spirit of accelerating job creation, we created a minority business enterprise. In doing that, we go out and we're trying to do some contract service work. Not trying to make money, it's just about creating jobs. Here's the fun part of what we do, the most rewarding part of what we do. It's about changing lives. When we thought about as a group about our mission and what we wanted to accomplish at Nehemiah, this was a little different. We thought, what if we channeled that passion we have for building brands, that passion for understanding the consumer and how to build better products, better packaging, better programs to drive that brand? What if we focus that to our employees, those that really need it the most? What if we really, really understood their needs? What if we understood their dreams? What are your dreams personally? What are your dreams professionally? And how, as we as a Nehemiah team, could help them realize that? Taking that one step further, we wanted to reach out and extend this opportunity to those that need it most. Try to find a job if you have a felony. Try to go find a job if you've had some drug issues. It's very, very difficult. Those are the type of people we embrace at Nehemiah. Those are the people that need a second chance. And at Nehemiah, we'll give them a second chance, we'll give them a third chance, we'll give them a fourth chance. Really, the only way to get voted off the island is the team you're working with can't work with you any longer. In realizing dreams, we did surveys, we do a lot of one-on-one discussions, and things come up like, I want to buy a home. I want to further my education. Or I want to save money for my children. Health and wellness comes up. And it can be simple as just, help me budget. Help me build a budget. Help me finance. Once we have all that, I'll tell you, that's a little bit bigger than me. You know, we're pretty good at building brands. We've had success doing that. But taking that next step of understanding all the social services, and we got a tremendous amount here in this city, and trying to leverage that, what buttons do I push, what levers do I pull, that's not something we're good at. So we leverage the social services in this city. From Jobs Plus, who does a great job with training people and getting them ready to re-enter the marketplace, to St. Vincent de Paul, who's right around the corner from us, to extending their pharmacy and food if needed, to Cincinnati Behavioral Health Services. We work with them and share a resource, a social worker, who helps us with the employees to realize these dreams. In City Gospel Mission, you heard Sherman. He's going to be our next door neighbor. We look forward to them. We look forward to them being across the street. And it's our job to make sure there's jobs available for those people. We do some little things to get people engaged, to get them feeling like a part of a team. We have a Friday fellowship. Every Friday from Memorial Day to Labor Day, we grill out. We may have some speakers, may not, but it's just a chance for everybody to get together. We may not be able to pay everybody $1 million, and we know we can't do that, but it's the little things you can do to make a difference in people's lives. And as I said, it's about changing lives one person at a time. The beginning. As I mentioned, we started with Pampers Can Do. We did all the right things. We got that business back on track. In addition to that, we were able to streamline the whole logistics chain and squeeze money out of the system, not only to put back in the business, but to create jobs. Today, we have 30 people employed. That's not good enough. By the end of the year, we hope to have 60. We'll go from 30 to 60 through organic growth. We'll do that through some acquisitions and some contract service work. The bigger vision really for the city is taking our facility right there in Queensgate, where we have 60, but it can house about 150 jobs. 150 jobs. And why can't that be a microcosm of doing that 3 or 4 times around the city so you're taking 608 people off the street? That's the bigger vision here. Why do we do it? This is the most rewarding part, and I hope I can get through this without breaking down. Couple reasons. Number one, we're all called in this room to make a difference, each and every one of us. Whether it's time, whether it's talents, or treasures, we're all called to give back. And that's our call at Nehemiah, to give back. Number two, as a young boy when I was growing up, my mother told me, it's in giving that you receive. It's in giving that you receive. What you have on here is some photos of some of our employees that work at Nehemiah. Each one of them has a story, and a story worthy to tell. But the gentleman in the middle, I want to share his story with you. And he's given me permission to do that. His name's Sean Spradley. 45 years old. He's had run-ins with the law. He's had some issues with drug problems. He's been with us since we started. And as I said, we're pretty young. We started in the fall of 2009. His first year, he could go from a rock star to going AWOL. Very inconsistent. You can't have that in a manufacturing facility. So I had a heart-to-heart. I'll never forget it. I'm sitting out in the parking lot. And I said, Sean, we love you. You can do great things for us. He's a tremendous leader, a big guy. Everybody looks up to him. But I said, We need you to set an example. We need you to be here every day. We need you to lead every day. And he does that. He's been able to elevate himself to another level. But the touching part of this is he had asked me last summer. He said, would you come listen to me speak at my church? He's part of an inner city church. I said, I'd love to. So he gave his speech, and he talked about the importance of the job. He talked about somebody giving him a second chance to turn his life around. And after that speech, I had a chance to meet his mom. I met his brothers. I met his family. And what you begin to realize is we're not just touching one life. There's a ripple effect. There's a multiplier effect. So for each one life we touch, we could be touching 10, 15, 20. Another person I want to talk about is Clifton. This is a gentleman, only been with us for about 5 months. 2 months into his assignment, we find out he's living out of his car. Get that, he's living out of his car. Things we take for granted, having a roof over our head, 3 square meals, he's living out of his car. So what we did, we brought in Dana, who's our social worker, and we said, we got to get this fixed. So we put Clifton up in an extended stay off 275, so he had a place to stay. And at the same time, Dana worked with him to create a budget, to get him in a place he could afford. In the last 2 months, he's living not in his car, but in a nice apartment. What's amazing is I travel a lot. When I'm in, I like to walk the floor. And here's a gentleman, and I say, Clifton, how are you doing today? He says, I'm outstanding, and thank you for the job. Every single time I talk to him, thank you for the job. There was one more just recently. You had Sherman up here talking about City Gospel Mission. I said, I love the fact that they're going to be coming and be our next door neighbors. Right on our corner of Finley and Dalton, you get some homeless people. And a lot of times we ask them, do you want a job? And nothing happens. Well, this gentleman I talked to last week, he took me up on it. He came in. I said, wait a minute. Let me bring the team together. We talked to him. I come back in, and he's crying. And I said, what's the matter? He said, I've been homeless since 2000. I've been praying for this moment, and that moment's here. That's why we do it. That's why we do it. What makes it work? This is bigger than our team, trying to pull this off. This is really about a business community, the city government, people passionate about doing great things, making a difference, one person at a time. I wouldn't be up here talking about what we're doing if P&G didn't weigh in and give us a chance to take over Pampers Can Do. I mean, we've had success with them in the past, but here we were a startup. There was some risk involved, but they weighed in. I wouldn't be up here talking about Nehemiah if it wasn't some socially conscious investors that we have that, they need to make money and they need to make a profit, but they're just concerned with the mission we have. We wouldn't be able to do it without the social services that we have in this city. The city of Cincinnati working with us and enabling us to provide some low-interest loans to acquire the business that we have or the facility we have in Queensgate. Fifth Third Bank, our lending partner. And Kroger, second biggest grocery retailer in the United States. Like Walmart, they didn't decide to drop us. Can Do wasn't doing very well. They said, we love your mission. We support your mission. You got to turn the business around, but we're behind you. And since we took that over, we doubled the business with Kroger. That's what makes it work. It's bigger than us. It's about a community coming together, having a positive impact on that community, one person at a time. Thank you.